Hey ladies, Miss Linda here. So today I'll be talking about something a little bit different, and I'll be sharing with you a very easy new moon goddess manifestation ritual. Now, if you've been following me for a long time, I've been discussing mostly about dating. And one thing that I have been leaning more into is just learning how to tap into my whole sacred, divine, feminine nature. And one of the things that's really, really fascinating me right now is learning how to go with the flow, lean with the flow, and really allow myself to learn and go through with my whole feminine cycle. Now, this is new information to me, and I thought, okay, as I learned, let me share with you. And one thing that I've learned is that as women, we operate very, very differently from men. Now, we've been programmed, and if you've had a corporate job like I have, we were all trained, and this is patriarchal sort of like conditioning, whereby we move. If you look at a 30-day calendar, you wake up, go to work, have an 8, 9 hour day shift, then you come home, sleep, then you're expected the following day to wake up and operate the exact same way day in and day out. Now, the thing is, as women, we operate very, very differently. And even if you look at your menstrual cycle, the way your cycle flows, you have 26, 27, or 28-day cycle, and then after that your flow comes, and you'll generally notice that you operate differently during your flow. And that's also how the moon cycle operates, very, very interestingly. So right now I want to really talk about the dark moon, or more or less the new moon. And this is the right period for you to really call into your life your intentions. And when you look at the new moon, this signifies fresh beginnings, a new start. And this is the right time for you to really think about what is it that you want to call into your life. What are some of your intentions? And when I started thinking about this whole concept, it was really very different to me because used to operate in a very masculine way, whereby I wake up, I sleep, I wake up, I sleep. Like even when I never even knew that there's this whole cyclic way of operating with the moon. Yeah. So right now I'm getting ready to set my intentions for the new moon, and I want to also encourage you to do the same. And what is an intention? This is simply anything that you desire. So right now I'm at the point where I'm reconnecting with my husband. We are reconciling. That's a whole other conversation. And it's the perfect time for me. So I'm going to use this whole new moon energy to just call into my life what it is that I want. And this time I'm looking at having a beautiful fresh start for my marriage. I've been married for 10 years. I'm also looking to call into my life abundance, and there are also some special new projects I'm working on. So for me, this is the time I want to share with you some really interesting rituals that you can use to just call into your life the abundance and everything that you want. So the thing is, you can start by setting up a simple altar. And how I want you to look at an altar is just really like a sacred space where you can come in and maybe do your prayers or your meditation. And I have set up a very simple altar, and you could use some of the elements. If you think about nature, so there's air, you can have your candle. There's the earth element, you could have like a crystal. Then there's so I've talked about air, I've talked about earth. There's the fire element. You could have a candle. Sorry, for air, let me go back. For air, you could have incense burning. Yeah. So air element, think about what incense you want or what essential oils do you want to burn on your altar. If you're looking about thinking about earth, have like a crystal, whatever crystal cause you want to use. Right now, I'm really getting into the rose quartz, because I'm really beginning to feel that whole loving energy in line with my marriage and the fresh start. Pick whatever crystal that calls to you. And then also, if you think about the elements, you could have like something that signifies like maybe a divine element, like maybe do you want to have Mother Mary, do you want to have Lakshmi, whatever goddess you want to include in your altar, have one to represent that, just to remind you to focus you to make sure that you remember that you are actually connected to a divine being. If you want to have Jesus, I mean, it really is up to you. It really is just an element that will connect you to a higher power that's larger than you. Okay. Then another thing is you could add water element onto the altar. And the reason behind it again is to really pay respect to the elements of nature. That's the earth, air, fire, and water elements. So you could have some water, maybe it could be charged, or it could be just some fresh water to signify that. Truthfully, I'm still beginning my journey, so I have a very, very simple altar. So I have a candle, and I have a crystal, and I always have some flowers to represent 3 of the elements. Okay, so during this period, think about the intentions that you want to call in. And it's really, really important as you're going into your goddess ritual to have an intention. And this is specifically for the new moon. So new moon, remember, it's about setting your intentions. What are you looking to call in? The full moon is about releasing or letting go what no longer serves you. And I'll do another video just around the full moon ritual. Okay, so let's get into the ritual. Once you set up your altar space, you're clear on your intentions. Now, I'll be talking about an ancient, amazing ritual that I learned about, and this is called the Water Whisperer ritual. Okay, so this is an ancient ritual, and what it is that we are all made up of water. Our bodies are honestly 90% water. And this is a ritual that's practiced in the Caribbean and also all the way to Belarus, and not so many people talk about it. And if you think about, maybe if you used to read the old fairy tale, the old storybooks, there was always this thing where you throw a coin into a fountain of water, and that's what this there is some magical elements that's associated with water. So for this specific ritual, for this moon period, which is the new moon, take 3 glasses of water. I even forgot to bring my glasses. So have 3 glasses of water. Put in like spring water, like fresh water in it. So the first glass, this represents the past. And what you can do around your altar space, go to the altar, and then you could whisper a prayer. Something as simple as, thank you, divine creator, thank you, universe, thank you, God, thank you, great mother, whatever you align to. And just whisper a silent prayer and say, I am looking to release a certain fear. So call in, speak out what fear you're looking to release. So maybe it could be, I'm looking to release my fear around sabotaging myself with new projects. And as simple as that, and you just say Ashe or Amen, and then you pour that water out. Remember, you do not drink, you're pouring your past fears, you're pouring anything that's giving you worry or anxiety, so you do not drink that water. So pour it aside. Then now you have your second glass of water, and this is where you actually practice gratitude for whatever it is that you have right now in the present. So you could say, whisper a similar prayer and say, oh, great creator, I am your daughter, and I'm coming to you, and I'm feeling so grateful for just my beautiful, wonderful family. And it could be as simple as that, and then you say amen. And then you pour that water out. And then you have the third glass, and this represents what you are currently desiring, what you're currently calling into your life, and whisper and say, oh, great creator, great mother, great divine feminine energy, whoever you ascribe to, and say, I am calling in abundance, I am calling in joy, I'm calling in prosperity as I work through this special project. Guide me, be with me, lead me. And that water now you drink. Okay, so once you drink that water, you've done your water whisperer, but the part one of your water whisperer ritual. All right, then I will now move into the second goddess ritual that's still associated with water, and this is a goddess cleansing bath. Now you will require some few things. You will have your salts. So please note, if you have any medical conditions or if you're pregnant, and you may need to check before you actually take this kind of bath, or you may decide, if you have any medical conditions like high blood pressure or anything, you may remove what do you call this thing, the salt element. So you will need salt, maybe Himalayan salt or sea salt or some Epsom salt, whatever salt you want to use. And then you will need some herbs. You will need a protection herb and a cleansing herb. So in my case, I will use mint, fresh herbs, and then I'll also look for basil. Yeah, so I have my salt, I have my warm water, I have my mint, I have my basil, and then you could add in an essential oil, whatever you want to use. So right now I'll choose between maybe lavender. I'm feeling the lavender energy, so I will just add that into my warm bucket of water. So if you have a bathtub, you could prepare a bath with these elements and then just soak into it. Before you go into the bath, you prepare all this, so the warm water, the herbs, the salt, and the oil. Put it in a bucket. Remember, it's warm. As you're preparing this bucket of water, speak your intentions into it. As you're mixing, as you're doing the herbs, as you're placing the full herbs, I will work with full herbs because it's just easier to sieve rather than the dried herbs, the ones that are like kitchen herbs. So anyway, I'll go for the fresh full herbs. As I'm preparing that water, I will call into I'll just say a little prayer, and I'll just be in the mode of gratitude. I will say, oh, I'm so grateful for the abundance that I'm about to receive. Whatever it is, whatever my intentions are, I'll just keep calling that as I'm preparing the what do you call this thing? The water. Yeah, it is a bath. And then once I've prepared that, I will let it sit for 90 minutes, because remember, all the things have to soak in and mix, and basically it's like macerate together so that it all comes as one. And then if it's within the new moon period, I'll actually I'll put it like outside for it to charge with the moon. Okay, then the following day, what I'll do, as I'm taking a shower, because I have a shower, I will take my shower the normal way I just clean myself, and that's to remove like all the physical dirt, for instance. So I'll take my normal shower, and then if you have a bathtub, you can now add this. You will use a sieve to sieve, of course you have the herbs, sieve this and add it into your normal bath. If you have a shower, once you've taken a shower and you have your bucket, you could pour that water all over you. Yeah, and this is just to call into yourself abundance and just to make yourself feel magical and enjoy and bath into the whole new energy of the new moon. Yeah, so I would love to know, what do you think about this? Are you looking to try? And also let me know, what are you calling into your life during this new moon period? So speak soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.